The National SMS fundraising drive is intended to bail out thousands of middle-class university students. Hloni Technologies, in collaboration with mobile operator SABC, developed this SMS donation line. The SMS drive will enable millions of cell phone users to donate to a university of their choice by sending an SMS with a special code. Depending on a user's cell phone service provider, amounts ranging from R5.56 to R12 per R20 SMS will be paid over to their respective universities. South Africans are being urged to make donations via SMS to the #FeesMustFall campaign. And to discuss this further, we are joined by Hloni Ntheko of Hloni Technologies. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Colin, for having me.
All right. Tell us how this is going to work.
Essentially, what you've discovered is that there are 103 million active SIM cards in this country currently working on a daily basis. What we've actually suggested is that each individual cell phone user actually be able to send an SMS whereby their account will actually be debited 20 rands. And from the 20 rands, it will actually be debited with a special code, i.e., if there's, for example, going to University of Witwatersrand, the SMS WITS, or University of Johannesburg, UJ, which is the more commonly known acronyms for individual universities. And then we then at the back end be able to determine, based on the number of SMSs that are sent for on behalf of each individual university, as to how much would be actually sent to the accounts that's actually administered by the student leaders.
Mm-hmm. So what is your target? How much money are you looking at raising in this campaign?
Well, essentially, if 5% of active SIM cards that are actually out there are able to actually send out an SMS, you'd be actually looking at a gross revenue of about 100 million.
So then tell us about how then this money is going to be disbursed.
Essentially, what we proposed to student leaders over the last 2 months was a model whereby we actually sent out, they actually set up accounts or actually redirect us to existing fundraising accounts that they're actually running or their own individual initiatives within the universities, whereby we'd actually be able to redirect those funds to.
What is the breakdown of this 20 rand? If somebody sends an SMS to #FeesMustFall, rather FeesMustFall, they're going to spend 20 rands from their airtime.
Essentially, from the back end, like a client, an end user, which is a customer, a person like me and you, would actually be sending out an SMS that costs 20 rands. That's what actually gets debited from the top, from the airtime balance. And then the actual breakdown is determined, obviously, there are termination rates that are paid in between the respective mobile operators. And then the money that's actually left, that's where the distribution, whereby 85% of it actually goes to the respective university, and then 15% would then be considered administration fee.
The engagement within this arrangement, what are the students saying, and are you engaging on a daily basis with those who are involved, especially in different universities, the SRCs?
Actually, we are engaging with the different respective student representative leaders from different campuses. We actually used the opportunity of them actually being all in one place late last week to actually also have some formal engagements, because some of them are obviously based in remote areas of the country, and the vast majority of the communication had been happening up to this point via emails and telephones.
What about other cell phone operators? Have you engaged them?
At this current point in time, we've got an existing business relationship with SABC that's been going on for about 2 years. So it makes sense for us to actually start as a starting point. Obviously, there are opportunities and engagements to actually deal with other cell phone operators in order to get them on board, but that should be happening in the coming days and weeks.
Yeah, and then other questions on the issue of return on investment?
In terms of like all good things, what we've actually done as a starting point is to be transparent, especially to the student representative leaders, because ultimately something like this can easily veer off from its intended course. So we've actually had to be quite firm in terms of making sure that the means and objectives of this particular campaign are actually met. And mind you, the SMS campaign is actually the starting point for us. It's not the end of it all. It's just the beginning for us, in terms of we realized that you actually need a commercial solution to actually solve this particular social problem.
Mm-hmm. There are other people who are saying, wow, 20 rands is a lot of money from my airtime. If people cannot afford this, how do you think your campaign could succeed while other people buy airtime for 5 rands, others for 10 rands.
I'll give you an average. I'll just give you an average anecdote. Like an average student on a daily basis spends 10 rands on airtime in any case, and 300 rands on airtime. And this is an average university student. Some may be below that particular scale, but the mean average that we've worked out over the last 5 years comes up to that particular statistic. So it's almost like this is a call to arms to the nation. We've all seen what's going on in the various campuses. We all see what's going on even on society. This is just the one opportunity for anybody to actually be part and parcel of the solution rather than be sitting on the sidelines and complaining about things that are going wrong.
All right, thank you very much for your insight.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, yeah, we're speaking to Hloni Ntheko, who is the Managing Director of Pre-Tunes Technologies.